I can't believe I've been convinced to do this, but here I am. Um, I was creating this as a way to practice my public speaking skills because a couple of friends wanted to hear me do some rambles, and I was also thinking for work that this would be a good experience to practice my presentation skills. So, mostly what I'm looking out for this video is to look back on myself and see if there's too many times I'm saying or like or anything to that nature. And so mainly what I wanted to talk about though was my goals for the next year, a little bit of RuneScape, a little bit of real life, and then I wanted to also talk some fun stats from last year. I made a couple little graphs, but the main thing is right here, this little notepad talking about my goals. So I didn't have too many RuneScape goals, as you can see. I just really should get around to finishing next. I'm pretty close. I only need to get the helm and the Vam braces, and that would finish up for me. I don't really care too much about the hilt, but if I get it, that'd be nice. But it's not an item I particularly care about. And then my main, I've been playing it actually a lot more this past year because we've been doing speed runs on that. And because we're doing speed runs, I figured I'd like to be doing some Inferno speed runs. So I want to get that as a Grandmaster. I'm probably around halfway there, give or take. And it shouldn't be too long or complicated to finish it up, assuming I actually get around to it, which is the hard part. And then as a general, just I want to start speedrunning again more. So I have right here on this tab the Valiant's Diary, which I'd like to fill up more of these spaces. I have some of them complete that aren't on here, but because I'm mainly concerned about getting the Grandmaster, like the highest tier speed, I'm not turning in, for instance, this. I have a sub 30 from before the big Chambers of Xeric quality of life update, which would get me the elite time, but because it's so long ago and because what I really care about is just my self improvement, I haven't resubmitted it since the times have changed. So that's one of my goals is to get back into this. I need to find teammates, I need to find motivation, and then I need to find time to actually do it and learn. So that'll be a fun goal to do this year. Going back to the notepad, I have a bunch of IRL goals as well. For instance, I enjoy running, and currently I don't have the exact number, but I'm getting around 20 to 30 miles per week, and I'm hoping to bump that up throughout the year to get around 30 to 40 miles and maybe even more depending on my level of fitness, which should be pretty fun. I have a 5K that I'm doing in May that I would hopefully get a really nice personal best. My goal and plan is to get a sub 20 again. Mostly I want to do better of tracking it overall as well. As you can hear from me talking, I'm not certain on my numbers, and that is something I'd like to improve on for this next year is do better of recording it and everything. Which goes into my next one. I've started lifting weights again. It's been since like high school. It was like the last time I've been doing that. So I don't have any specific number goals for that. At the moment, I'm just kind of in that stage of I lift weights and I improve, focusing on my technique and my form, and hopefully I'll have more concrete goals later, but making great progress, which is what matters. And going along with that and the running, just keeping better track of my nutrition, my macros, my calories. I'm not terrible. Like, I do decent at it. I record it every so often, but I'd like to do better at it and then see where I can improve for that. And then probably the final IRL thing is do better at my job. Well, I say better, but just keep doing good. If you weren't aware, I graduated last May, or last year in May, with my master's degree, and then I got a job, and it's been actually, I've enjoyed it. I think my boss is really nice. I think the position's fun. I went to school for this, and then I went and did 2 more years of school to get the master's because I really enjoyed this subject and everything. So I just kind of want to keep doing better and focus on that kind of work-life balance as I enjoy playing RuneScape and other games and still working. Speaking of other games, I didn't have it as a goal, but I wanted, my friend Backspace has told me of 2 games he really wants me to play, and I want to get around this year to finally playing them and stop putting it off. That'd be Xenoblade, that series on the Switch, and then another one on the PC called The Trails of Cold Steel, which is fairly long, so I wanted to work my way through those and have fun. Then I've been playing a bunch of Stardew, Persona 5 on my own, as well as I've been playing Baldur's Gate 3 with my siblings, and that's been really fun. So those aren't necessarily goals, but kind of life update. And then the final thing I wanted to show is this cheeky little graph of the XP I acquired throughout last year. So this one is just all of it. You can see the overall kind of ruins the graph. So I made this graph with overall removed, which is a little more interesting. You can see that combat XP kind of dominated everything, but you can still see there's some nice spikes of like farming, herblore, and then everything else is fairly low. So then I made another graph. It's like I'm an engineer or something. You give me an excuse to make some graphs and I'll make them. So this is without the combat XP as well. And now you can really see some fun numbers. You can see I'm addicted to farming and herblore, and a little bit of hunter from birdhouse runs, which kind of help with herblore. And then for speed running, there's the chins, and then cooking super fast. So I don't think I really did much, but it's kind of up there. Rune crafting is one that I enjoy. Mining, I AFK'd Amethyst a lot when I was finishing up school, while I was working on assignments. I haven't really been AFKing anything at work. I haven't felt the need to. We'll see if that changes in the future. For now, I've been focusing on work. And then the final fun thing to do is to look at, mostly so I can look back on this in a year, is the herb tab, because I play iron for the herb and potion tab and for the gear collecting. So I just wanted to make sure I included this so I could look back on it and see how the stacks have grown, or in some inconceivable way if they've shrunk. And then the gear, I know other people have theirs organized differently, but mine's organized so I can quickly grab them without necessarily needing bank tabs. So in some people's eyes, it might be disorganized, but I have a system that works for me, and really that's all that matters. So I'm looking forward to finishing up, swapping that out, I put the Virtus hat down here because I don't really use it for Slayer. So yeah, it's going to be fun making that gear tab even better. Finish up maybe Inquisitor. I don't know, that's such a long grind that we'll see how long it takes. Use the herb seeds as I get them, which, speaking of which, now that I'm pretty much done with this video, it is time for me to send another herb run. Let me know if there's any other ideas people might have for videos like this, where it's more of a way for me to practice my public speaking skills and look back on it and be like, you've said like too much, or you've said too much. So if there's any ideas on what I could do for that, feel free to let me know. Thanks. Bye.